Happy New Year. Happy Chinese New Year, that is, because our Western New Year has already been, well, we've been in that new year already for a while. But today we're talking about the Chinese New Year and the Chinese Zodiac. And I'm going to do that with a colleague of mine from our Shanghai office, Maggie Xie, who has taught me pretty much everything I ever learned about Chinese food, Chinese traditions, Chinese daily influence of these traditions in how people lead their lives. And Maggie, we're going to talk about the Chinese Zodiac. We're in the year of the snake. You and I first started to work together in the year of the dragon, and I remember there were enormous dragon decorations all over Shanghai at the time. Tell us what's new in the year of the snake. What's the snake like, and what are you looking forward to? I see that you are wearing a scarf that is, it's a snake scarf.
Yes, actually,
Okay.
that symbolize the year of snake. So for this year is the year of snake. So whenever you go, you will see a lot of the red, this one, the red lanterns or the tablet, and also the sign of the snake's images everywhere. It's on the decorations, it's on the food packaging, it's on even my clothing. So that's the year to celebrate.
And I see something to the right of you that is also that shows that's a snake, right? That happy face on the table.
Oh, this one. Yeah, this is the red. This is red envelope. It's a blessing.
Oh, it's a red envelope, but it has a snake on it too.
It's a snake on it too. So this is so everything it sees all for red. Red represents their happiness, also get away of the bad luck. That's something. So we're wearing for red, and also the image of the snakes is everywhere. When you in Shanghai on the street, you can see the light. They have this snake shape, and also you will see the snakes in all of the China. And also we call the snake the little dragon. So for this year, with the little dragon year as well.
Little dragon year, okay. And the snake looks very happy. In the West, we generally tend to not have warm feelings about snakes, but I guess that's very different in China.
Yes, actually, in the Western culture, snake sometimes seems like a little bit scary, dark. But in China, especially in the year of snake, it have more positive images. It sounds like intelligence and smart. So wisdom. So there's something with wisdom. So when the people who born in the year of snakes, we see it's very smart, it's very intelligent.
Okay, they're smart and intelligent. Good. All right. Well, I think we should start to think a little bit about all the other animals, and maybe you can explain first off how you arrived at the sequence of animals, because I believe that the rat is the first animal in the Chinese zodiac, correct?
Yes, that's true. I just calling to the as a Chinese legend. It's back to thousands of years ago. That's like we have a zodiac. Is from the ancient Chinese myth called Great Waste. So the Jade Emperor invite animals to a race across the river to decide which order. So their order in the zodiac. There's only 12 animals attending this race. So rat actually is cheating on rat on the ox's back. And he jumped off just right before the finish line. So the clever rat, become the first animal to finish the race. So become the first in the order. And the other animals just arrive in their order in their right. So that's why it's become this order. So it's a circle, like 12 years in a circle.
Okay, so every 12 years it repeats.
Yes.
So I'm for instance, I was born in the year of the rabbit, and I then the rabbit year rolls around again 12 years after I was born, and 24 years, and okay, all right. And the Jade Emperor is a mythical, semi-mythical emperor that is really at the beginning of the Chinese history. Yes.
Yes. But it's a legend.
Okay. Okay, the legendary emperor. And I read something about the race that the dragon came in fifth, but there is a specific reason for that. He had to put out a fire and he had to help the rabbit because the in Chinese thinking about animals, the dragon is kind of the animal, correct?
That's true. That's true.
Mhm.
Actually, I don't know the story behind. Tell me more.
Well, I read somewhere, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but so the story goes, why would the dragon not come in first? Because it's such a, it's this animal that everyone holds in very high esteem, and it has these great superpowers. And the story goes that midway through the race across the river, the dragon heard villagers scream because their village was on fire, and so the dragon went to help the villagers because very different from the Game of Thrones dragons, Chinese dragons can also spout ice, correct? And
Yes.
so he turned into an ice dragon, um, put out the fire, went back to the river, saw that the rabbit had real difficulties crossing the river, so he helped the rabbit get on shore first, and that's why the rabbit in the zodiac is before the dragon. That's the
Oh,
story I've heard, and I love the story because it shows that the dragon is a really good-natured creature.
that's true. That's true. Dragon is means always like the biggest legend in all the Chinese histories.
Hmm.
Mm.
Isn't it true that if you have young couples that want to perhaps have a child, they're going to try to get pregnant in the year of the dragon, or like early in the year of the dragon, so that the child may be born in the year of the dragon?
Yes, we always found if you're born in this specific year, especially for dragon, then this means like a big power, same as the same size for the dragon. So the people wants to have a baby, the dragon baby in that year.
Hmm.
And also
Okay.
it means like rather uh, in the Chinese zodiac, they have which animal can match together. So for example, I was born in the rooster. So rooster and the snake is a bad match.
Rooster and what animal? Sorry.
Snake for
They're
this year.
they're a good match.
They're good match. So if you want to have another baby, probably you can have a baby in the snake as well. I don't want any more babies.
Well, I know you have two, um, and one of them is a teenager, so I'm sure that she gives you pause every once in a while. Explain to me a little bit, if you will, because there's a fire dragon and there's a water dragon, and this year is the year of the wood snake, I understand. Do you know exactly how the elements, the various different elements play into the zodiac? Or does it get very complicated? I know that a lot of these things in Chinese culture get to a point where you almost need a degree to understand all the little nuances.
Yes, actually, even for me, it's very complicated. And the zodiac also incorporates the five animals. We call them 金木水火土. Jing is gold, 水 water, wood, fire, and earth. So actually, so each animal element combination repeat every 30 years. For example, so 2024 is at the year of the wood dragon and associated with strength and growth. So it's very complicated. There is always
Okay.
like an element and also zodiac. Then have a then the people will go to have a prediction of which year
Hmm.
is the good year and which year is the bad year or the bad luck.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
in the Chinese traditions, we
Yeah.
think if you are in this year, we call them the year of your zodiac animal. It's kind of bad luck.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
my two
So
years
so
ago,
the
I had a year of the rabbit, and that would have been a bad year for me.
yes, then you have something to protect you. For example, in China, most of people in the zodiac year, they're wearing the red underwear and the red socks. So for those that protection yourself and also get away of the bad luck. So
Okay.
if you see someone we are wearing a lot of red during the year, you can just have a guess. Oh, whether you are in this year, the zodiac animal year.
Okay. So people that are born in the year of the snake, they have gone out over the last few days and they're buying they're buying a lot of red socks and red underwear.
Yes, they'll go to the temple to pray and
Okay.
for the protection of the next year. So there's some traditions we are doing even for now.
Okay. This is kind of interesting. This is when you and I traveled to prepare for the China coastal adventure we had last year.
Yeah.
We the voyages we offered along the Chinese coast. We talked a lot. We visited a lot of temples and Taoist and Buddhist temples,
Buddhism. Yeah.
and we talked a lot about how this works, how the temples have an influence in the practicalities of daily life.
Yeah.
And so the signs, the zodiac, the lucky numbers, the lucky colors, all of this forms kind of this continuum with religion, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, especially as the beginning of the year, for example, now the people check their zodiac fortune for the year. So, including the luck, the career, the health, the relationship. So they will go to the temple to check whether it's good for this year. Is any protections we can be ready for the refresh year for the next. So that's something we go to temple. It's kind of religion, but it's also connecting with people's hope, for
Yeah,
happiness, for success,
yeah,
for the fresh start in the new year.
yeah,
That's kind of tradition we're still following.
yeah, yeah. And what I thought was interesting because I think this also it all ties up into um, these folk beliefs and then how you act around a temple. I understand that part of the myths surrounding the zodiac and the new year have to do with warding off evil spirits with firecrackers
Firecrackers,
and
yes,
the color red. So everything is
yes,
red, and
yes,
and you use firecrackers. But you and I went to the temple of the nine deities or the nine immortals, where you explained that the firecrackers there also kind of speak to probably when you use these firecrackers you ward off evil spirits, but you also announce to the good spirits that you're there. It's to let them hear you in a way, correct?
yeah, yes. It's kind of like we call them either way. Why is the loud noise to
Yeah,
scary the evil spirit? And also there's a connection. So I'm here. I'm show my respect to the God,
yeah.
to the diet. So that's something we set connections. And the firecracker is very popular when I was young.
Mm-hmm.
We usually doing that as the Chinese New Year Eve during the
Mm-hmm.
midnight. So every
Uh-huh.
family set up their firecrackers everywhere. It's like big noises. But because now for the environment protections, we are not
Yeah.
allowed to doing the firecracker anymore. But in the
Mm-hmm.
countryside, there's a lot
Uh-huh.
firecrackers and the fireworkers. That's something we are celebrated the New Year. So
Uh-huh.
I really like enjoying those moments with the firecrackers. That's big
Uh-huh.
noise. Yeah,
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
cheerful, very energetic.
Yeah. Now, does like the city of Shanghai, do they put on a firework display?
No,
Or
not for
oh
now.
wow. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
in the city, we are not allowed to set up
Mm,
any firecrackers or
mm,
fireworks.
okay. All right. So walk me through what happens. You're getting ready for Chinese New Year. What does all of that involve?
Yeah, Chinese
How?
New Year is the biggest holiday.
Mm-hmm.
So there's actually everyone will celebrate. The most important is about the family reunions. So the people will travel and across the country. and then reunion with their families. That's the biggest thing in the whole year, which is sometimes we create a little bit massive to the traffic, because it's like I think the Chinese Chunyun is the largest the people migration in the world annually. That's no doubt. So
The largest
like
human migration event
yes, yeah,
of the season.
From some perspective, during the Chinese New Year, it's around 40 days. The China see over 3 billion trips made in just about these 14 days.
3 billion trips in 14 days.
Yes. I think it's more than that for this year. I just got the news this morning that probably will reach 5 to 6 billion trips.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
So it's kind of like American Thanksgiving, where everyone has to travel to be with their family on that one day. Now, is it because Chinese New Year, if I understand it correctly, it starts this year on the 29th. It always starts at the end of January, and then it rolls into February. It's a period of about 14, 15 days. And can you visit within that period, or do you have to be there on the day of the Chinese New Year?
Actually, that's the whole period. I said before or after, that's around 40 days, 1 month. But actually, the Chinese New Year is from the Chinese Lunar Year, the first day of January, which this year I think is around 28th or 29th. I can't remember, because we're already in the holiday mood. And then until the January 15th, that will be the Lantern Day, which will be the sign at the end of the Chinese New Year. So the whole holiday is like whole Chinese New Year is 15 days, from the January 1st to the January 5th, which is according to the lunar calendar. So that will be the whole year, but the people will celebrate before and after. So that's the whole 4-month things.
Okay.
And
but
the
it's
most
really just
important
those 15 days. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that the most important things is the Chinese New Year Eve. That's the dinner, the reunion dinner. That's the most important thing. We call them 年夜饭. That's something you have to attend to get along with your families. That's very big things in the whole Chinese culture.
Oh, so if you're not there that day, that means you're in trouble.
Yeah, actually, the young generations, they're doing something new. They're probably travel with their families, but in most of the family in China still now is something you have to do. You have to follow.
And you're rebellious if you don't show up. And it probably brings bad luck, yes?
Yeah, because everyone just back to their own family. So is that something you have to follow? So it shows your family won't happy, then you won't happy at the end.
If your family's not happy, you're not going to be happy. It makes really good sense. Makes really good sense. Okay, so let's walk down the zodiac. So we started with the rat. What can you tell us about the rat?
The rat is, as we just mentioned a little bit story, is very clever. So if the people who born in the year of rat, we are considered as like intelligence, very resourceful.
Okay.
Very smart. So that's something sign we give to the first animal of the whole zodiac cycle.
Yeah. And so the rat made it across the river on the back of the ox. So he came in second. And what are some characteristics of people that are born in the year of the ox?
The ox is we consider to be very hardworking and reliable and determined. So that's something is very good characters for the people who born in the year of ox.
Yes, those are the kind of people that you want working for you in a company. Hardworking and reliable. And then the third one is the tiger. Now, the tiger must be an animal that people that are born in the year of the tiger must be very, how shall I put it? Well, tiger-like, big.
Yeah, big, brave, confident, and very competitive. So that's the year of tiger. So when you just my girl is born in the year of tiger. I can see the energy from her.
Okay, all right. And the year of the rabbit, then, what are the people like that are born in the year of the rabbit?
You're born in the year of rabbit, right?
Yes,
So
I
from
read
you,
some of it.
it's very gentle, very elegant, very compassionate. So that's the very good character of the people who born in the year of rabbit.
Maybe
Good.
maybe I was just because I was very late in the year of the rabbit. Maybe I've already gotten some,
Dragon.
Maybe I've gotten some dragon in me. Tell me about the dragon then.
The dragon is ambitious and very powerful, as you can see from those all the legends coming from. The dragon is the hero of the whole whole animal trees in China. That's the top. It's the head.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And so now we're in the year of the snake. So tell me about the snake.
The people who are born in the snake, we are considered to be very, very wise, very intelligent, and it's also are very smart.
Okay. And then after the snake, so in 2026, we will find ourselves in the year of the horse.
Yes, the horse, energetic, the free spirit, and optimistic.
So it's a happy, forward-looking animal.
Fine, claim. So also we consider as hardworking as well, same as the horse.
Okay. All right. Well, that makes good sense because both of them are domestic animals that help a lot around the farm, I guess. What about the monkey?
Monkey, you can see monkey is very playful, very smart, and very curious. She's always trying to find the new things.
Does a monkey get in trouble a lot because it's curious?
Actually, yes. So when I was young, so the teacher always said, "Oh, you are the generation of the monkey." It's kind of naughty.
Okay, so the rooster then. Tell me about the rooster. You're a rooster. Oh, I can.
Rooster.
I can attest to because I read up a little bit on the rooster, and they're practical and hardworking and observant, and that's you. You are a rooster. You work hard. You're very pragmatic. You're practical. You are good with details. So you're a true rooster then. Okay.
That's true. And we also said the rooster is good match with the snake and also dragon.
Do you have lots of snakes and dragons around you then?
Yes. I got most of them, from the snakes and the dragon as well.
Okay. Do you happen to know now when we traveled, we had Leo along with us, and Leo, as we learned, is the man who can eat noodles, who can eat more noodles than any other mortal person in the world. But he's also, he was super helpful with putting together our China coastal voyages. And what do you know his zodiac sign?
I try to figure it out. I think the rabbit, right? Same as you.
Is he a rabbit?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think same as you.
Okay. It doesn't say anything about the rabbit being able to eat lots of noodles, but okay. All right. And then and without gaining a lot of weight because he doesn't look like he eats so many noodles. He looks good. He looks, nice and trim. Now the dog then. What about the dog?
The dog. Yeah, the dog considered very loyal, honesty, very friendly, easygoing. So that's the whole like the people who born in the year of dog, we consider to be a very loyal person.
Uh-huh.
Very
Okay.
true and very thoughtful.
Okay. So now finally we get to the pig, the final character in the zodiac, the final animal in the zodiac. Tell us about the pig.
The pig is generous, very patient, and very easygoing. So actually the young generation, they really want to have a pig baby. It's all about the generous. So very good
Uh-huh.
one. Yeah, it means like fortune, a good fortune.
Uh-huh.
It's always like big sign. It's very in the pig. We also have it's taught not a positive image in most of the countries, but in the zodiac, pig is very lucky animals, which is the
Okay.
last one, and also very generous, like fortune, good sign. So it's
Yeah.
interesting.
Okay. So hanging out with pigs is a good thing. I can see. All
Yeah,
right.
pig is probably the one paying for the bill.
See, that's good. So now we went through all 12 signs, and they repeat every 12 years. And now, if you know explain, because you explained this to me, how you can find out how old someone is without really asking them. So
Yes.
can you explain the trick?
Yeah, that's a little trick. So when you want to know someone's age, but
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to ask their birthday, then you can
Mm-hmm.
ask, so what's your zodiac animals? Then, for
Mm-hmm.
example, your zodiac animal is the rabbit,
Yeah.
right? Rabbit, 2023 is the year of rabbit.
Yeah.
And then now is the 2025. So it's
Mm-hmm.
12 years in a circle.
You can work
Yes,
out
it will
if
be
I'm like,
like
am
a
I 2 years old?
workout.
Am I
Yeah, yes, like
14? Am
yes,
I 26? And so on and so forth. And then you
yeah.
can
It's
kind of
always
make
is
a good guess.
you can guess around this like 12 years, for example. So you can guess like a multiple like 12 and plus 2. That will be your age. So you must be 50.
That's
Good
very
guess.
nice of you. That's very nice of you. I am indeed 50 years old.
So
Very
that's
good.
something you can tell. For example, the one
Mm-hmm.
tell you is in the year of snake, then you can have a guess with multiple 12 to have a range of guess which year are
Mm-hmm.
they born in.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Excellent. So you're traveling. No, you said tonight you're already having kind of a festive dinner, correct? With the
Yes,
folks that host our guests when they're in Shanghai.
right, right. So it's already a holiday season. So we get together, reunion with the family, also with the friends. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
traveling to Hong Kong tomorrow to get a
Yeah.
reunion with my families. And before that, I will have a lot of dinners with my friends in Shanghai.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. And now, is between Chinese New Year and Lantern Festival, those 2 weeks? How many days off do people take?
Normally, the holiday they only have 1 week, which is 7 days.
Yeah.
But most of people like me will get annual leave and put on their specific date. So it makes like 2 weeks for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I will have a 2 weeks like
Yeah.
holiday. But
Yeah.
most of people only have 1 week or 10 days.
Yeah. Okay. Um, yeah, so things we will not call you next week then, I guess,
Probably
when
not.
it's the week after the Chinese New Year, because you may not pick up the phone. Okay. There's one other celebration, correct? We were in Xiamen, and that was when they had the fall festival. And aren't the New Year and the fall festival, those are the two big ones, correct? In China.
Yes, yes.
Hmm.
The Moon Festival, right? The
Yeah, yeah, and
Mid
everyone
autumn.
hands
Yeah,
out mooncakes.
mooncakes, mooncakes.
Yes,
Yeah,
and the
actually,
best
since
mooncake. Mhm.
China is really big, so each region has its own like a tradition or the way to celebrate. So remember when we were in Xiamen, they were doing some like lucky dice. That's only in that country.
Oh yes, they did. Yes, we had to throw dice everywhere. Yes.
For that's something like we have a common tradition. For example, the noon cake, but each region have this own way to celebrate. Even like in the Chinese, like the New Year, everyone is almost every family will have the dumplings. That's something common, but each region have different way to celebrate. And the dumpling is like because the shape is look like Asian like silver and gold pieces. So when you eat dumpling, we can say you're taking the wealth with you for the next year. So that's some good sign. So most of Chinese families will eat dumplings during the Chinese New Year.
What's in the dumplings?
Dumplings is something meat and some veggies made together. But as we mentioned, so different region have different flavors. Same as food is very important to our life. You understand, right? So like almost every festival has their own festival food. So for dumpling is the Chinese New Year, the mooncake is the mid-autumn days, and we have tangyuan, the sticky rice ball. That's for the Lantern festival. So different region. Sometimes you have the sesame filling there. You have the peanuts. You have the red beans. So it really depends where are you from, but doesn't matter. But the shape is like a ball, a circle. It means united. People united together. We call them tangyuan.
And that is for the Lantern Festival.
Yeah, Lantern Festival.
So Maggie, in the New Year, for part of the New Year celebrations are dragon dances, yes?
Right, dragon and lion dances.
That's and lions.
Dragon and lion. Lion is always with two people. You will see from the photos, and the lion is like a amount of people together.
The dragon is a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Yeah.
You remember when we in Zhoushan we had the lion dancing? You, me, and the Devi. So that's only two person protecting a lion.
Yes, that's where Davy and I did. Yes, that's where Davy and I were a lion.
Yes.
Okay.
That's some the incredible performance are all about bringing the good fortune and driving away the bad luck. Very lively and full of energy. So you can feel the festival spirit. So when you watch the lion and the dragon dances.
Yes. Okay. All right. And dragons are everywhere in China because it's the imperial animal. I remember there's this beautiful wall of 9 dragons in the Forbidden City, and remember when we went to Zhuangzhou, there is the Taoist temple has these beautiful, very colorful dragons on the roof.
And only 9 dragon can happen in the Forbidden City.
Okay.
That's the symbolize of the emperor. Yeah, others only have maybe less than 9. Probably have 8 or 6 or 3 or only 2 of them.
Okay.
So you are not allowed to have more than 9.
You get in if you show 9 dragons somewhere, you get in trouble with the emperor, and you don't want to do that. Okay.
Yes.
All right. And the lantern, the red lanterns. Now, I remember that everywhere we went, there's red. There's red on the doors, and I guess that is for good luck. And yes, those, and you see those everywhere. You keep those for the year, right? People decorate. I guess in the new year, you put up new lanterns and then you leave them there. I remember in the Tulos, they were everywhere, these red lanterns.
Yeah, lantern is a symbolize of the brightness, is of the hope for the next year. So especially when I was little, that's only we decorate in the house for the Lantern Day, which is the January 15th of the lunar calendars. But now it's almost everywhere, especially when you do the decoration for the Chinese New Year. the first thing in my mind, that would be the red lanterns. So I bought this one for my families as well. So that's a little something we do the decoration, and means that's the color we just said for the happiness and for the protection and the get rid of the bad luck. So we're doing the decoration for lanterns almost for every festival now.
Okay, and explain the red envelope. You showed me the red envelope earlier with in this case the snake on it. But what's the story with that?
The red envelope, though, during the Chinese New Year, we are giving the bless to our young generation, especially the kids, and also for those unmarried folks. So we put money, a little money inside, and give to the young children. That's the blessing of the good hope for the younger generations.
Okay, so if you're married and you have kids, no more envelopes for you.
You were the one to give in the envelope.
Oh, okay. Yes. It's your turn to pass on
it's your turn.
Good luck and your wealth to the younger generation. That's good. That's a good idea. That makes really good sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so far, that's because you are in China. Most people using the e-payment. So we have the e-envelope, red envelope on their phone as well. But I prefer the original way, the physical way to get the cash.
That is such a Chinese thing. The Chinese culture is so much rooted in 5,000 years of history, and at the same time, it is so incredibly advanced. I remember, you must remember this, when we were in Quanzhou and we went to the Taoist temple where Devi gave some money, but she did it electronically, and then her name appeared on an electronic board. And we went to some older temples where people would still burn paper money. I mean, not real money, but symbolic money to send up as an offering. And in this particular temple, there was a digital screen that showed flames. Very 21st century, but still a very ancient tradition, just translated into our time.
Innovative way to keep the tradition.
So then, Maggie, we're going to see each other again online in exactly 15 days after the Chinese New Year for the Lantern Festival, because then we will be joined by Alistair Miller, our photographer, who traveled with us to China on the very first sailing that we did along the Chinese coast in 2024, the Year of the Dragon. And at that point, we will reminisce a little bit about the what we experienced, what the journey was like. Also, Alistair is going to show some of his favorite pictures, and live we're going to be answering any questions that people could have if they tune in. And we would invite everyone and encourage everyone that has questions, misgivings, preconceived notions, hopes and dreams about China and the year of the snake to tune in to our webinar.